Hey, all you Raisin Ash trainers out there. We're back with another episode of some Pokemon here, and we're going to be playing a Houndoom Mill and a Scizor EX. I am actually on this plane right now, so this is me who's going to be playing. So we're going to get some subpar Pokemon that's played by me, yours truly, Raisin Ash. so, what we got going on right now is I've already mulliganed, so I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle those cards back up again. You know, it's so hard doing your own type of commentary because you just see all the mistakes, and most of the time you're just sighing at it like, what am I doing or what am I thinking? This was a particularly hard deck to play against for me. It was a really good challenge. I was going against not only weakness but a mill deck, so I sort of had a double whammy going on. Now I'm testing out the Scizor EX deck, which is pretty exciting to play. It's the new cards out there, and this is Mega Scizor EX I'm using, and I'll show you and walk you through how I sort of played against this. Again, I think I'd love to hear some options if you guys ever played against this deck. If you have any options out there, I'd love to hear them. But yeah, I'm mulliganed, and this isn't helping me again. I finally got a Pokemon up. I mulliganed twice in this game, so that was just a massive issue for me because mulliganing that much. You already look at Houndoom, and I got my Scizor EX out. She's going to take that energy attachment, and she's going to Ultra Ball out. Now, with these Houndoom decks, it really doesn't take much to get anything on the bench. You really only want one on the bench. And what she wants to pick up is a Shaymin. So she's going to go ahead and pick up a Shaymin EX and drop that down in order for her to draw up 6. She flips it out there. Cool. I am definitely not that cool. I can't do that type of stuff. She's gonna go down and play the Aqua. This is actually Team Aqua's secret base, and this is actually cool. It gives you it forces each opponent to have one more extra star for retreat cost, which is again goes against this deck because the retreat cost is 2 on Scizor, and you want to actually retreat, and then you want to use a max potion to heal off. Sorry. I'm going to cough a little bit here. Got a little something in my throat. I ate some popcorn. It was really good. I had some like caramel sweetness popcorn, and I just was munching that down just a second ago. So I'm gonna take in the objective of this deck, because I know it's a mill deck. When I ever see Houndoom come up, the objective of this deck is to actually play. You want to play slowly. So I run a Pokemon fan club, and I actually think I made a misplay. I should have probably gone for the Bronzor in the Scizor EX. I don't need to put a lot of Pokemon down, so I want to play conservatively because I know she's going to start milling my deck out. So that's really what I want to play. Those heavy plays with the Sycamores really start getting you in trouble with the decks. So it forces you to one-shot them, so you get in a position of either one-shotting with those aggressive plays, either forcing the one-shot, and if you don't have the one-shot, you've dug too deep into your deck to actually do any sort of real damage, because she's going to just keep milling you and milling you out. The Houndoom will just keep milling out. So I play this Scizor EX. I get an energy, which is great. I'm really excited about that energy. And the reason why I don't put it on the active is because there's so much in a mill deck that's going to disrupt your energy. That is just massive plays. So you have Team Flare Grunt, you have Crushing Hammers, you have all kinds of different that's going to disrupt that basic energies. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and play it down, so that only allows Crushing Hammer to disrupt my energy. And when I play it down like that, it's going to force her to flip it, and at least I get one flip if she has the Crushing Hammer. So that's the strategy I've sort of come up with as I was playing. I was going to play it very slow. I'm going to keep cards in my hand and see if I do it. So she gets that crushing, and I get a tails. Yes, I'm very happy. Oh, she hits a head. She had 2 Crushing Hammers in her hand, which is a massive play. So again, I start regretting not putting the Bronzong down. I should have probably drawn into a Bronzong at that point with the Pokemon Fan Club. So she's going to go ahead and mill, and she realizes that I'm weak to it. And what she's going to do is bring up the Spirit Link one with a Lysander, and she's going to try and just take him out. So I know she plays head ringers, and I know there's different stuff in there she's going to want to try and get on this Pokemon. So what I really need at this point is to Ultra Ball out for a Bronzong. I even give up my Professor Sycamore in this play, and the reason I give it up is because I know that if I go deep into the deck, I'm not going to have time to recover. So getting the Bronzong out and having the Bronzor out and having the Bronzong in my hand is actually a really good play because she's going to help me drop energies in there, and I already know that I have one energy dropped in the discard from the Crushing Hammer. So I'm going to Lysander up, and I'm going to try and stall a little bit. So I do Lysandered up. It's going to force her to go deeper into her deck. And what she's going to need to do is put a float stone on the Shaymin. So what she wants is to float the Shaymin if she needs to. She doesn't get the float stone drop. She goes ahead and attacks, which is actually, or it mills me for 2 more, which I'm fine with because now that I have my Bronzong up, I had a second Sycamore in my hand and I could Sycamore out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Trainer's Mail out, take a look for, and what I'm searching for is Spirit Links because I really don't want to get head ringered. So any type of Spirit Links I can use. I get the AZ drop, which is a massive play for me because I can use the AZ next time if I need a scoop to save a prize. I do get the Spirit Link and I am charged at this point. I am going to go ahead and play Super Rod just to put some more cards back into my hand. If she decides to mill me the next turn, that means I just put 2 cards in, and now she's going to mill for 2 cards. So we sort of break even at that point. If she decides to knock me out, I'm fine with that because I have a Scizor EX ready to go in the background here on the bench. So yeah, she did have the Team Flare, and again, that's why I'm not dropping the energies on my active. I'm playing those very conservatively. I'm putting them down on my bench so she doesn't Team Flare me plus Crushing Hammer me up in the active. So I know she has 2 Crushing Hammers that have already been spent. And I go ahead and put some more energy back in. And she's going to go ahead and knock me out at that point. I was sort of processing what went on there. I went ahead and put some more energies back into the discard there. And it looks like I'm playing the Scizor EX. I'm going to AZ that Shaymin and play the Shaymin down. Now, I really don't want to fill up my bench. Filling up my bench means I'm going to be playing more cards down. And I don't want to play more cards. I want to play what I need. So I'm going to play the energy attachment to Scizor EX. And I have the Metal Link, so I can actually play 1 more energy attachment if I need to. Now I do run the Scizor EX with 3 energy attachments up top. One is because of the Crushing Hammers and the Team Flare Grunts, and another one is because of the retreat cost. I'm going to have to pay a 3 retreat cost in order to get out of there. I do get the Hoopa and the Float Stone, which I want because I want to be able to float the Bronzong out just in case she Lysanders the Bronzong up. Or the Shaymin up. So I do keep the Float Stone, and that was probably a misplay. I should have attached a Float Stone to somebody at that point, but I did not. And she has the Head Ringer in hand. She goes ahead and Head Ringers my Shaymin. She's going to VS Seeker, and what she wants to do is try and get that Houndoom out of the active. So she mills me again, and I'm fine with that mill. I have my Metal Links, I have my Scizor EXs. I'm going to start attaching energy with Metal Links. I go ahead and attach energy. I try to retreat, and she reminds me, oh, you can't do that because I have the Team Aqua Secret base up. I said, oh, you're right. So I'm going to be a seeker instead. And what I want to do is I want to draw into an AZ. I'm going to take that AZ and put it and take it, discard that, give her back her head ringer. Now I got more energy in. Now, the thing with Scizor EX is that if I do Gale Thrust on that turn and he goes into my active on that turn, he does 110 points of damage. So I actually take two prizes. I'm feeling a little better right now because I have both of my Scizor EXs charged, and I'm looking to go into knockouts for this Pokemon by using Gale Thrust. She's going to go ahead and Birch and draw 7. She was rolling really well. She was rolling really hot when we were playing. So it was her night. I was like, let's go to Vegas because you're about to hit any number we need. You could make some real money here at this point. So what she has is she has her Houndoom up. She wants to mill. She mills me out, and I'm fine with that. I don't need the Aegis Slash. I don't need the Ultra Ball. Matter of fact, all I need is these 3 Pokemon right now. And I don't really need to drop any cards. I'm playing very conservatively with my deck. I think I pulled that Scissorex off my deck, and I don't know why. And I'm just looking at him, and I was like, "What am I doing? This is why I'm not a professional player like some of these good players I watch all the time." This is why I got to take my time. I'm slow about it because I do make consistent mistakes, and I'm always looking to get better at them. I'm trying to raise my game up. So what I do is I go ahead and retreat him, and I go into Gale Thrust, and then I Metal Link onto my other Scissorex. Now remember, I had 3 energies on that Scissorex, so I could go 2, and I already have another charged one. So she rolls Super Scoop heads, which is just massive to me. I can't knock that Pokemon out. She rolled the heads. She has the Float Stone on it. That's just a massive play to me, for me. Now she's commenting because right now, when we were playing, she was actually commenting. I'm not used to this. I'm basically used to the game ending at this time. She said I'm playing. She told me I was playing very conservatively, and I said I'd never played against a mill deck, and we are going back and forth a little bit about it. But I told her that Super Scoop totally killed me. Obviously, all the damage was wiped out. I got to try and hit the mill deck again. I go ahead and float stone him, the Scissorex, and the reason why I float stone him is because I do not want to get head ringered. If I get head ringered, bad things could happen. So I have the Scissorex, and what's killing me right now is I can't find any of my mega cards, and I'm just sitting around looking for them, saying to myself, where are my mega cards? I can't get to them, and I don't have any, so I'm not sure um, what's happened to them. Now, this deck runs a total of 3. Again, I'm playing conservatively, so I'm going to judge, and we're going to take 4 cards. I want to keep as many cards in my hand. I have the exact Pokemon I need, but what I'd like to get is a Mega Scissorex so I can control the stadium and do a little extra more damage on him. Now, this is sort of a massive play because I think about retreating him and just going into the Gale Thrust because he has 3 energies left. And if I could do that, I would be able to go into Gale Thrust, hit him for 110, and then she would be forced to Lysander out, which is a harder move than just a Team Flare Grunt or Energy Disruption. She could get me stuck in the active if I don't have my last energy on me. Now, I don't know what's in my deck at this point, so I'm not sure whether I have the last energy or whether I don't have the last energy. What I know is I have a couple cards that I really can't use right now, and I'm just sort of debating at this point whether I should retreat, go into Gale Thrust, do the 110, uh, play the roll on the Super Scoop, and see if she has it. So right now, what she has, she rolls aheads again. So she plays the Super Scoop, she rolls ahead, she picks him up. I couldn't make any damage on the Pokemon. And then they retreat. She was rolling really hot. So all that damage is wiped out. She plays back up the mill, Houndoom, and she actually is going to play a Team Flare Grunt. And that's massive to me because I don't have the last energy. I don't believe in this. And what I should have done is I should have retreated and gone into the Lysander. If I would have done that, it would have forced her to either play a Crushing Hammer, or it would have forced her to play a Team Flare Grant, and that's what I was seriously debating about. Now, that Misty's Determination card, I really do like it, especially for this deck. I'm going to go through my deck one more time. I'm counting up my cards. I'm looking through it, and I just flip it, and I say, hey, you won because I got my last energy is in my prizes. So that's all I basically need. If I would have gotten that last energy, I think I would have been able to make a go at starting to put some damage on Houndoom. Unfortunately, that didn't drop. She played a brilliant game against me. Being able to hit those super scoops was massive. She totally outplayed me in this game. So it was a great game against one really good competitor, and then myself, who semi sort of fumbles around with the deck. So this is Raising Ash. Everybody out there, have a good one. Raising Ash out.